Hey everybody, Gunner Burner, it's Tuesday again, so that means
No storage place. Now,
Talk. That's jive talk for marijuana.
nudity on slick paper.
Means it's Tuesday.
oh, okay. I was expecting you to say something, but it means Godzilla is about to attack Bird's head.
He is. He's upset. He's upset. He signed the petition. You know, he doesn't want to be just released on HBO. He's fighting the good fight. He wants to be in the sticky floored theaters out there. You know,
The
yeah,
COVID crusted theaters.
yeah, the COVID crusted theaters. That's what he's fighting for. Him and Christopher Nolan fighting the good fight.
And Kirk Cameron
Kirk
doing his
Cameron.
Kirk Cameron thing, whatever the
Wait,
fuck that is.
what is going on with the Kirk Cameron thing? Because this is twice now I've heard mention of him. What is going on with him? What is he trying to do?
Well, no, he's just been running around, the like being anti-masker and like all throughout Christmas he was doing these LA fucking Christmas Carol things where all him and his religious friends would all get together and they'd all huddle close next to each other, go fucking scream COVID on people while singing Christmas songs. And then he just had a big fucking maskless fucking New Year's Eve thing. So that'd be why you've been hearing about Kirk Cameron recently again.
What is wrong with these people?
Stupidity.
Yeah, but the whole thing of it's like
Are you just pausing or?
no, I mean it doesn't look. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it because like adults are supposed to set a good example. I don't know what it is, but lately adults have become the children. They're like, the movies back in the day. I mean, this bastard was in one of them. Vice versa, what like that. Like the child switched bodies and the brains and I think that's what happened. I think 2020, when it happened and the clock struck over or whatever, some kind of weird magic shit happened where all the adults got the kid brains and the kid brains got the adult. Like, you know what I mean? Because I got a bunch of adults out there running around crying and whining. Literally, if you've seen footage of them flopping down in department stores and because they don't want to wear a mask. And I'm like, my God, what is going on? Fucking politicians. Not a one in women. You know what I mean? Like, dude, well, seriously, I don't. I'm not wrong. I think some 2020 vice versa type shit happened. The whole country and everybody. I think it just happened here too, though, dude. I think the magic monkey foot, whatever the fuck was rubbed or something, you know what I mean, that caused this shit to happen. It all happened here because I don't see this shit happening in other countries. Maybe a little. Maybe the Karenism and everything and the Tedisms got out there somehow, to other places, but not as much as here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it has got other places, but we are the fucking birthplace of whatever this is.
I'm telling you, look, seriously, can you imagine how catastrophic Chernobyl would be if these people in charge now were in charge then in that situation for that event? Chernobyl would have killed the entire European seabed. The whole fucking thing would have been gone because everybody, the people now would have been like, there's no radiation. There's no radiation. Until they all died and everything died. They seriously would have just ignored it.
Yeah, but I mean, you still can't fucking call the leadership that, in the Chernobyl disaster great.
I'm not saying they're great, but they did eventually do things to stop whatever.
Yeah.
These people, like, Kirk Cameron would have killed all of Europe.
But anyway, I am not letting this happen. We were doing so good. So good.
Go on.
So, anyway, yeah, we start. Oh, I guess what we're doing is marijuana. Why not? I think they meant to say it like marijuana. Why not? But I say marijuana. Why not?
Why not? Yeah. And like, especially nowadays, it should be, you probably should. no longer. Why not? It's probably, hey, you probably should. You know, you might take a couple hits off this and relax a bit because things are crazy, you know, and the more you're breathing pure air, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Jump in the tent with the rest of us, you know, get a couple whiffs in and then come out there and be like, all right, I know things are crazy, but at least I'm settled.
So yeah, first we meet Mary Jane Joint Woman.
This is Mary Jane. You may know her a little better by her Spanish name, marijuana, of the family Cannabis sativa.
Standing there all sexy with her hand on her hip and her hand on her head. You're like, oh, so this is going to be a weird one again, huh?
Yeah, wow, 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 wow. Hey, dude, do that again because that was a pretty good, sexy look for yourself there. Try that one. There you go. Now put some sexy sax on it. Hell yeah.
So obviously, if you notice, this is the second film strip from the 60s we have done in a row, and there is a third one. I am enjoying these. The artwork is weird. Not as weird as the Glue one, but still weird and crazy.
I mean, I love when these ones, like, you know, of course, they're all the typical, you know, like, there's no medical, nothing, you know, and they kick it on, you know. But every time I start doing it, somebody sends me a message.
Oh, anyway, what were you saying? Sorry. Or are you reading now?
I don't remember. No, I was saying, what was I saying?
I have no fucking clue. Moving on.
I always say, like, you know, there's no medical, nothing, you know, like that, you know, and the violence thing always gets me, like, makes you violent. Like, who did this stuff?
We'll get to all the violent stuff because we're still here at the very beginning. Because wherever you meet Mary Jane, you find controversy.
Wherever you meet her, you'll also find a controversy brewing.
Blah, blah, fucking blah. And then they say, you know, this side says this.
Her detractors declare she's too dangerous to associate with.
And then this side says this.
Her defenders say she not only is completely harmless, but entirely desirable.
And the truth is somewhere in the middle.
The truth about Mary Jane is somewhere between the two extremes.
So I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be like a pretty even-handed anti-weed film.
You delivered that very Matthew McConaughey.
And then, like, yeah, don't worry, it gets a little bit later, it gets on its weird craziness. So they talk about joints and bowls and edibles.
The most familiar form of this controversial substance is cigarettes, made from the ground upper leaves and flowering top of the female plant. Sometimes marijuana is smoked in a pipe or eaten in cookies, cakes, or other forms.
Yes. Yes and yes, please.
Yeah. Yes, please, and yes, please.
Dude, they even say, they're like, you know, weed is classified as a narcotic, but it's not a narcotic.
Marijuana legally falls under the Narcotic Act, but it is not a narcotic.
So it's like, I'm really thinking this is like a pretty, like, level-headed fucking thing. But don't worry, it'll get crazy.
Of course.
Because they say it's a mild psychedelic drug, and I'm like, is it?
It is a mild psychedelic drug which in sufficient dosage causes a person to hallucinate. That is, imagine he sees or feels certain things.
And then has a dude tripping. Like he has a big dream bubble with things happening in it.
You know, the illustrations are always awesome.
Well, if it wasn't for the artwork in these, probably wouldn't be doing these because the artwork kind of makes it worth doing and worth watching.
I'm not doing it for the narrator's awesome, sexy voice.
Well, I mean, he did have one. But anyway, weed use is growing.
Use of marijuana is growing rapidly in the United States, particularly among teenagers. Estimates are that nearly 8 million Americans have tried marijuana at least once, and 2.3 million use it more or less regularly.
Dude, in 1967, there were 675 million joints smoked in America.
It is calculated that 675 million marijuana cigarettes were smoked in this country in 1967.
Wow. Imagine how many joints are smoked nowadays, where it's legal in some states for multiple reasons.
That amount is smoked in your living room in one night alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In 1967 as well, 95% of the weed came from Mexico.
Most of the marijuana used in the United States comes from Mexico. Even the name is borrowed from south of the border. It is widely produced in most other countries, including the United States, even though it is illegal to grow, sell, or possess the drug in this country.
Over Trump's... Oh, how could they?
They just walked through it.
Yeah.
Or they climbed over it. Or walked around it. Or waited for a storm to happen and then walked over it.
Or just knocked it over at this point. I heard some of his flimsy walls just falling.
So dude describes what the plant looks like.
It grows about 5 feet tall with a hollow, square-like stalk up to 2 inches in thickness. Its long, narrow green leaflets are raggedly pointed and grow irregularly on olive-colored stems.
What it smells like.
Marijuana has a distinctive, heavy, sweetish odor.
It has a robust aroma. It sounded like he was describing coffee. I thought I was watching a Folgers commercial.
Like that creepy one wherever it looks like the sister and brother are fucking.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Yeah, the best part of waking up is marijuana in your cup.
It's the only reason I get up in the morning, dude.
Yeah. Like if they had marketed it years ago, you know how many commercials that'd be on right now? You know? Yeah. I had nothing else. I was just, yeah.
So now we get to learn the effects of smoking, and we get the art of some dude just walking off a fucking building.
Smoking marijuana usually has certain characteristic effects on the mind and body. First, it causes an exaggerated, carefree sense of well-being.
I always like those. Like they're like, it makes you think you can do things. Like not really, you know. Like I've never smoked and be like, I think I can drive a race car. No, you can't. I know I can't. You know, and
the only thing it's made me think that I could actually do is make these stupid videos, and this is proving that wrong.
It also
we got 1,000 years of videos proving that wrong.
Wait, yeah, but you're like it makes you think you can take out that whole bowl of cookies that are in the kitchen, which turns out to be true.
Well, I could do that with or without anything. So yeah, now it's starting to get on the verge of being the weirdness where it's like it makes you emotional and sometimes violent.
It heightens emotions at first. In some, this mood may progress quickly to irritability, excitability, and even violence. The response in others is similar to a sedative.
Video games can be emotional and sometimes violent, especially Battlefield 1.
And then it impairs judgment.
Marijuana impairs judgment, often with frightening consequences.
And it makes this nerd want to fight this palooka-looking motherfucker.
Causes certain individuals to become aggressive and belligerent.
Which I assume is a boxer because he says kid feet or kid gloves or whatever the fuck his name was.
Who in the hell would go under kid feet?
I don't remember if that's what it said, but for some reason, in my mind, it says kid feet. So if it's there, it says kid feet, be like, yay, gotta remembered something.
They're like, why does your fighter go under kid feet? I'm like, they smell like cheese. They're like, what? Gross. That's so gross, dude. I'm like, yeah, when he gets in there, he kind of he doesn't wear socks. So the rankness from his toes come up and literally lull the other fighter to sleep with it. And then he knocks him out cold.
And then we get the slide of weed is like Russian roulette, and the dude talking about how people can get homicidal from smoking weed.
Others, when deprived of marijuana after becoming psychologically dependent upon it, become so irrational that they become homicidal or suicidal.
Now we've just jumped that shark of fucking propaganda.
Have you ever gotten homicidal?
No.
Has anything ever made you homicidal?
No? What? You gonna say something?
I don't know. I think there's some things that have made you homicidal. Like getting that Subway hoagie. They do that thing where they, do pickles on one half and only one on one hot side. Everything's all uneven. They put way too much mayonnaise, Italian dressing on, just turn into a fucking soggy mess.
Yeah, fuck Subway anyway. So, dude's gonna hatchet his friends for a fucking joint.
Actually, it would be incorrect to say that marijuana will have these detrimental effects on everyone. Both the dosage and individual response to the drug are unpredictable. There is no way to determine the potency of an illegal drug such as marijuana.
Yeah, I don't know if I might, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't, usually it gets shared anyway. There's no need to hatchet your buddy. Usually if the buddy has a joint and he pulled it out, the whole point of doing so is he's going to smoke with you. Why pull the hatchet out? Unless, I don't know, unless he insulted.
No, because weed makes you fucking homicidal, I guess. And then we move on to like the dude getting kind of fucking normal again, saying that like it's not proved that weed is a gateway drug.
It has not been proved that use of marijuana will lead to a need for heavier narcotics.
And then once again, we do have Miss Mary Jane introducing the dude to Mr. Heroin.
But repeated research has shown that many heroin addicts began their drug careers by smoking marijuana.
Yeah, how can you sit there and say it makes you homicidal, but then flip the switch and be like, yeah, but not that bad. And I mean, there's no method. Like, dude, it has to be one way or the other. It's either makes you homicidal and it's crazy, or it's not that big of a deal. And then they contradict themselves throughout this whole video. They're like, yeah, there's no medical. I mean, there's no real. Like, well, then shut up. What are you making videos and illustrations for if you don't know all the facts, you bastards? Just making shit up, and then, and then they're like, well, we got laws, deterrence, and stuff. Like, you don't even know everything about it. How can you making laws on something you don't even know everything about, Like, we don't fully understand this, and for that, we're just going to put you in prison for it.
That sounds about like what they do to everything.
That's pretty much our formula. We don't get it, so we're just going to imprison it or destroy it. No, bang, bang, boom, bang.
Yeah.
Like if aliens came down and they were just a little fucking goofy looking, just on the cusp of scary, but not really, maybe a little cuddly, who knows, But they're like, hey, we have the answers for everything. I guarantee you that we'd be like, back, and like, and then they have to send the whole fleet, just destroy us because we're irrational fucking animals that lash out and do stupid shit.
No, it's the weed fault, because weed pushes you into crime.
Many studies tend to relate the use of marijuana to crime. It may be that certain individuals already had criminal tendencies. Perhaps these tendencies became evident or exaggerated after the use of marijuana.
That's why we're never going to be visited by anything, because there's no way. I would never trust us. We're unpredictable goddamn animals. I mean, people probably look at alligators and be like, those we could probably negotiate. Those we cannot, because they're just, look, Yeah. I would probably just, if I was the aliens, I won't even bother making contact. See, the problem with Independence Day and all those other, they came here and like made their presence known and gave us an opportunity to get, some of the more advanced monkey animals to get the planes and stuff and attack them. They should have just stayed up in space and just launched a big Hadouken at fucking Earth, and that'd have been it. We just would have looked up like all pretty lights, and then it'd be it. Yeah. And we could not curse the rest of the universe with our seed. Because if humans get out, I'm telling you, dude, it's like xenomorphs. There's a Ripley somewhere explaining to somebody about our species. And they're like, we cannot let them get out. Because if they get out, they will fuck this whole thing up. They are retarded. They are the Rocky Dennis of the universe, and we need to keep them on that side of the universe. They have a leader now that is stone cold dumb, and they love him. If he gets out or NBC gets out, whoo, I'm telling you, Saturn and Pluto and everything, the whole fucking universe is gonna go down like one of his casinos. We're done. We cannot let that species get out of that quarantine planet. That's probably what we are. We're probably the quarantine planet of the universe. Every other planet that has life is looking at us like, fuck that. Do not go near that planet. They're stupid.
But anyway, in this slide here, we get the dealers trying to push all kinds of drugs on people, and one of the drugs is goofballs.
Because marijuana is illegal, a user frequently comes in contact with other illegal drugs, including heroin and opiates, while trying to satisfy his desire for marijuana. He is thus more likely to experiment with the other, heavier drugs.
Was that ever a fucking thing?
I love goofballs. Isn't it a cereal?
No, it's a drug, I guess. Is goofballs a fucking thing?
Maybe.
I don't know. If you know if goofballs are a thing, let us know.
Maybe. I'm getting assaulted by my cat. Ow! No biting.
So, weed makes you useless over top of a slide of a dude pushing his wife.
Marijuana is not just a harmless hallucinogen that gives a quick, innocent thrill. A United Nations Commission concluded the addict is soon a useless and harmful member of society.
Yeah, that's not useless. He's pushing his wife. What, like in a wheelchair or like pushing her?
Pushing her.
Oh, pushing her. Okay. I thought you meant like, I don't know, helping her out or something.
But weed does make you insane, I guess.
Marijuana can produce serious effects in some. One study made in New York reveals the conclusion seems warranted that given the potential makeup and the right time and environment, marijuana may bring on a true psychotic state.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen like how some of the rappers dress and stuff? You know? I don't understand it.
God, what are you, your goddamn grandfather now? I don't get a rapper's dress.
I don't get how these young people dress.
Get out my lawn!
I'm not going Gran Torino. I'm saying make me sound like I'm all angry Clint Eastwood on his porch.
Well, I was just saying you were an angry old man on your porch like when we were kids. And you'd go into that one neighbor's yard and he'd fucking freak the fuck out and come fucking out with his cane. Get out my lawn! You bastard fucking killed me! Get out my lawn!
No. I don't have the energy.
Yeah, true fucking that. You know why?
Oh,
marijuana. Why not?
Even if come on now, pretty good. Even if I had somebody, coming up on my lawn, kids or whatever, I don't think I'd be like, I don't want to look creepy, so I probably wouldn't make any.
Oh, well, you're just going to sit there and watch them. That's not creepy?
Yeah. Stop slamming into me. If you want to come up. Meow, kidding. Meow, kidding.
Well, Bird's talking to his pussy. Weed appeals to you if you have a psychiatric problem.
Marijuana seems to appeal especially to those who already have psychiatric problems. This may be just the push such a person needs to propel him into a major problem.
Come on, Bird, together. She's too fat.
Bird's still talking to his pussy, so it's not addictive, but it's addictive.
The drug is not physically addicting, but the user often develops what is called a psychological drug dependence. He returns periodically to the drug in an effort to experience again the effects of it.
There's no hope with this cat.
It's like, so are you done talking to your pussy now?
She's too fat. She can't make it up. I mean, she puts her paws up on my leg and goes, and then I can't get all like, come on, pretty kid, you can do it.
Why don't you just lift her up then?
Pick her up. I want my back to go out. Come on, pretty kitty.
Anyway, a small dose of marijuana makes you happy.
Controlled research indicates that a cigarette containing 1,500 micrograms of tetrahydrocannabinol, the active ingredient of marijuana, will cause a 150-pound man to feel giddy, happy, and relaxed.
But a large dose makes you trip.
4 times the dose, and he begins to hallucinate. Double it again, and psychotic episodes result. It is estimated that a strong Mexican marijuana cigarette contains about 6,000 micrograms. But no one knows exactly.
I don't know, dude. Have you ever tripped from fucking weed?
There she goes. My pretty Heather.
Stop kissing your pussy. It's creepy.
I love my kid.
But anyway, I asked you a question and you're too busy concentrating on the pussy to fucking answer me. But I was like, have you ever tripped? Just opened the door and looked at me because I'm talking about you and your pussy. But no, have you ever tripped from smoking too much weed?
No.
Me either.
No. I don't know.
I smoked an ounce in one evening, one night with one other person that wasn't my wife because it was before we were even together. And I didn't trip. I had a headache, but that's about it.
I don't bite that. I don't think it's strong enough to cause that. I mean, you can have like a euphoric, you know what I mean? Like get like lightheaded or like, ooh, like you're floating off the ground for a second. Get that sometimes, once in a while, you know. But that's about it. That's not tripping.
Yeah. Well, this thing's full of lies, man. Lies!
Lies!
Well, guess what? Smokers are traffic hazards, while the dude uses the car from Roger Rabbit to smash into a pole.
Among other things, the marijuana user is a traffic hazard. Apparently, the drug causes a sense of exaggerated well-being and elation without curtailing physical activity. The user simply drives his car without regard for the dangers involved.
And yes, I know it wasn't the taxi, but it had eyes.
I can't dispute that entirely because, I mean, most people, if they're inhibited but they already drive like an idiot, that's probably not it. So that I would agree. I wouldn't recommend people getting all lit up in driving, just, you know, especially if they're not that good at driving.
I can't argue with that either.
So, but they probably shouldn't take a chance either way.
Well, but dude, some people, at least in 1967, from whatever the fuck they were smoking, is they may see dinosaurs in the fucking road.
Marijuana causes hallucinations. The driver may see things on the road that are not actually there.
Or their cars might grow to humongous sizes while everybody else's car and road's all teeny tiny.
Marijuana causes distortions of color and size. The driver may have faulty judgment and misinterpret what he sees.
That'd be crazy. See, apparently they had some high octane back.
No, they really didn't. Their shit was shit.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
So we get to learn about what's up.
Maybe the shit's the way you need to go if you want to see dinosaurs and cars big and cars small. Yeah.
I don't want to see that, so I'm good with what I got. Are you still like entranced with your pussy?
I love my kitty and she loves me. Ow.
Okay. Well, moving on to weed and sex crimes and inhibitions and stuff.
How about marijuana and sex crimes? A person's sex drive is not increased by the use of marijuana, but some individuals become uninhibited and expansive under the influence of the drug and may commit various acts they normally would not do.
I love it. He's got tiny feet. He's precious. Oh, sorry. Ow!
So now the dude's going to tell us that they don't know the long-term effects of weed.
The exact effects of long-term use of marijuana on the mind and body has not been determined. But one thing is certain. There are no long-range benefits to using marijuana.
I know the long-term effects of weeds. It makes you sing to a fucking cat.
Yeah. Yeah, after a while, you're just sitting there singing to a cat. But you know what? She's the most prettiest kitten in the whole wide world. And Jojo Bird.
Dude, your relationship with your cat's a little creepy, man.
No, it's not. Everybody loves their cat. Everybody talks to their cats like this. Everybody talks to their animals like, you know? I bet you some guy's sitting there with a tarantula right now going, you're so precious. Look at you.
Well, I don't know if everybody does that to their cat because some people's cats are assholes.
Well, some people's cats are assholes, but mine's not. Mine's a big fluffy bowling ball that just wants love. But she is a bowling ball, so she like slams into you. Seriously, knocks you off course Oh, pretty good.
So guess what? In 1967, Indian weed was the highest quality weed.
The Indian drug is 3 to 5 times as strong. The danger is the user never knows the strength of the dosage or what his own response to it will be.
Yeah. Apparently that would
Knew.
Huh?
No, I said as far as these people knew.
Yeah, well, they didn't know shit.
Well, yeah, dude, they don't know shit because they say there's no medical use for it.
There is no known medicinal use for marijuana. It is not included in any known legitimate medical practice.
These are one of those just PSAs. No studies been done. Just all their bullshit opinion. This is basically a Tucker Carlson PSA from the 60s. No facts at all. Just stupid opinion.
Well, it's just as bad as booze, they say.
Marijuana is not as habit-forming as alcohol, but it does share a number of alcohol's disadvantages. It produces a marijuana drug dependence. It does alter the mind, judgment, temperament, and inhibitions. It's like choosing between the bite of a cobra and a rattlesnake.
And just because some people go insane from it, it has to be illegal. No one can have it.
Since the action of marijuana on certain people is uncertain and produces unpredictable behavior, it must be considered a dangerous drug.
Yeah.
Dude, it can even make you permanently insane, they fucking say.
In addition to the violence it may produce, marijuana is reported to have caused deaths of people consuming it. One report tells of 15 out of 200 people who ingested the drug and developed permanent insanity. 4 died.
Insane. Did you just make a chicken noise?
No, I went or die, but I can see it. Or die!
Oh, okay. All I heard on this end was
So they say the best way to get people not to smoke is to teach them the facts.
The greatest hope for reducing the use of the drug lies in a factual education program. When the exaggeration and emotionalism are cleared away on both sides of the issue, reasoned, intelligent decisions can be made.
Well, there are none of those here. And then they say it being illegal discourages people from using it.
It will never be possible, of course, to legislate use of marijuana out of existence. But the law does discourage many from becoming dependent upon it.
No, it really fucking doesn't.
No.
And then we get a wrap up, and it just goes bleh, and ends.
Legalizing marijuana does not seem to be a valid solution to the problem. To do so would not only open the door for more and more people to become dependent on marijuana, but would be the first step toward legalizing distribution of other and more powerful drugs. At least for the present, our friend Mary Jane is restrained by legal chains. The long-range effects of association with her are still being studied. Until the dangers can be fully assessed, we might better ask not why not marijuana, but why marijuana?
You know, I mean, it's a film strip. They all just bleh, and end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking next week we're going to do the one on acid. So we're moving up the scale, I guess. No, not really. Because
Wait a minute.
who's
We're
bad?
going to do it on acid? That'd be awesome. How are you going to give me acid?
Huh?
How are you going to ship me acid so we can both do it?
I'm not.
Yeah.
We're not.
That's a disappointment, too.
Well, it is what it is. Damn it. Now I got that fucking goddamn Trump song stuck in my head.
Well,
What the fuck, brah? It is what it is. So anyway, I guess while Bird's going to sit there and play with his pussy again, I'll say, for Gutter Bird, this has been... We'll see you later.
Oh, I love my kitty. She loves me. Oh, she's kind of chunky, kind of hefty, also pretty.
Yeah, so this episode's been very weird, Bird. Very weird.
Yeah, whatever.
You went off on a rant about aliens, and then you've been just loving your pussy the whole rest of the time.
I love my kitty. Don't shame me because I love my kitty.
I'm not shaming you. It's just slightly weird.
It's not weird. It's not weird to love your cat.
As much as you do.
You're a fucking weirdo because you think it's weird. It's weird to you because you have no love in your heart. You've never loved a kitty.
You're right. I've never loved a cat because cats are fucking assholes.
No, they are to you because they sense evil and they don't like people that wear
They'll,
stupid hats.
they'll eat your face. Your
They're
cat,
not pansies.
your cat is just waiting for you to die, so its fat ass can eat your face.
Well, that's probably true.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
I mean, if my fat ass dies, nature will take its course and they will eat me alive. But whatever.
Well, if you die, it wouldn't be eating you alive. But
Let's
dude,
strike that reverse it.
dude, that's what your cat was doing. Your cat wasn't sitting there trying to get attention or love. It was sitting there going, "You dead yet? You dead yet?"
No, actually, it was trying to gauge how I taste. It was like, I don't know, I could work with that. A little bit of sugar and spice.
Well,
Makes
you
fat.
say you're made of
Taste
sugar
nice.
and spice and everything nice?
Yeah, sugar and spice makes Fat Boy taste nice.
Well, how's she gonna marinate you then? Are you just gonna like wake up one day and there's just gonna be like sugar and cinnamon all over you? Like, where the fuck did this come from? And then your
Maybe
cat
should
comes out and attacks your face.
liver bugs. Yeah, all right, what you doing? Don't poke a hole in that thing. I swear to God. Lives. No.
Uh-oh, what's she trying to poke a hole into?
Telling you, got one of these thingies. This thing. See
Wow.
this?
What is it? What the hell
It's
is that?
dude. It's a squishy thing with like a bunch of like what are those Orby things that grow? It's stress ball in my butt. Don't be trying to poke holes in it.
Is it like homemade?
No, you buy it at a store.
Oh.
But like put it in water and the things expand and blah blah blah. But
Oh yeah,
I'm
so
just
basically if that thing breaks open, you're gonna have Orbeez
yeah,
every
yeah. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Yeah. Yeah, Mommy said that nothing. Yeah, well, Mommy's not here. Daddy's in charge. So don't
what did,
try to put a hole in it because you'll be the one picking it up.
what did Mummy say? I couldn't hear. All I heard was bah, bah, bah. But what did Mummy say?
Don't worry about what Mommy said.
What did
Daddy,
she say? Did she say Jamie told her to poke a hole in it?
no. And
Oh,
even if she did say that, it'd be a goddamn lie. You know how many times kids say that shit? My dad said I could, didn't I? No, I didn't.
yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna end these outtakes, I guess, and then stop and start again.